friends, and welcome back to Online Maths Expo channel. This is a home. If you are new to this channel, I say a very big welcome to you because it's a home where maths is made simple. So relax as we go through what we have for today. Now, in our last tutorial, we looked at what limit is. We also discussed the rules guiding limits. We also treated how to evaluate limits using direct plugging. In today's class, we are going to discuss how to evaluate limits by factoring methods. So I encourage you to stay through the end because you have a lot to learn. Now let's work it out on the board. Okay, these are what we are asked to evaluate. How do we answer this question? Now let's do it together. You can pause the video and think on how we can answer it. While you do that, let's do it together. Now, let's look at this question. We are given, this will give us solution. Let's look at what we have here. We have lim of x squared minus 6x all over this as s approaches 6. Supposing we want to go by direct plugging, what are we going to have? We are going to put in the value of x as 6 in this particular expression. So let's do it. We are going to have, this is x squared minus 6x all over x squared minus 7x plus 6. Now let's put in the value of x as 6 here, and that will give us 6 squared minus, this is 6 is multiplying 6 all over, this is 6 to the power of 2 minus 7 into 2 into 6 plus 6. Now if you simplify the numerator, this will give us 36 and this will give us 36. So that when you subtract, it gives you 0. For the denominator, this will give us 36. This will give us 42 plus 6. If you add it up, it also gives you 0. So for directly plugging in the value of x as 6, you notice we have 0 over 0. And when you have this kind of answer, we say that such answer is what? Indeterminate. Or you can say it is undefined. But we don't want this as an answer because limit exists if the left hand side limits and the right hand side limits are what? The same. So in that case, you are going to do factoring, and that is what we have come for today. Now let's do it together. So we are going to have, this will give us lim of x squared minus 6x all over x squared minus 7x plus 6 as s approaches 6. So let's factor out at the numerator. What do we have? We have x to the power of 2 minus 6s. Let's factor out what is common. So the common term here is x. So we're going to have x into, use this s to divide x to the power of 2. You know x to the power of 2 means x multiplies x. So when you divide, you'll be left with only x, okay? Then minus, this is 6x, divide it by x, this one. This will give us 6. So what it means is that if you factor out x here, we are going to have x into x minus 6. I hope it's clear. All over, let's look at the denominator. What we have there is x squared minus 7x plus 6. So we're going to factor. What we do here is get two numbers that when you multiply, if you notice, you will see that these two are quadratic, but the way we are doing this is not the same with the way we factor the numerator, because the numerator does not have a constant term. So in that case, we just factor. But when it has a constant term, just like this, this is the method you use in factoring it, okay? So we're going to have two numbers that when I multiply, it gives me positive 6. When I add it, it gives me negative 7. So what are the numbers? That will give us negative 6 and negative 1. Let's check. We have negative 6 multiplies this will give us positive 6. We have done this. I also leave the link for how to factorize quadratic expressions in the comment section because we have treated this, so you can go through it and learn more. So we have this. Then let's add it. We have, add this, it will give you negative 7, which is this. So you see the two values are negative 6 and negative 1. So what it means is that since it's x squared, we are going to open two brackets, give this one and 1 here. Then the two numbers which are negative 6, we add it to the terms. And this is what we have. So for factoring this, we are going to have x minus 6 and x minus 1. I hope it's clear. Now at this point, what do you notice? You notice that there are common expressions there. So those common expressions are what you are going to rule out. So that we now have lim of x all over x minus 1 as x approaches 6. We have now simplified so that you put in the value of 6 at this, you have 6 all over. Put in the value of 6 here, we have 6 minus 1. And that will give us 6 all over 5. Which will give us 1 whole number, 1 over 5. Now that you have watched through this point, it shows that what we do really interests you. Kindly subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button to always get notifications from us each time we post any of our relevant videos. Now let's quickly go to example 2. Okay, for example 2, what we have there is, this will give us lim of 1 minus x all over x squared minus 3x plus 2 as x approaches 1. So what do we do? At this point, when you look at the numerator, there is nothing to factor yet. But let's concentrate more on the denominator. Okay, so for the denominator, we are going to have x squared minus 3x plus 2. So let's factor out. This is two numbers, and when I multiply, then when I add, I have this. The two numbers are negative 2 and negative 1. So we're going to have, like we said it in our first example, this is x squared. So you give this one, and this is what we have. Okay? So in that case, we are going to have, this will give us 1 minus x all over x minus 2 and x minus 1. Now the question is, which one are we cancelling out? So let's look at it carefully and know which one to cancel. Now if you look at this, you notice this is not exactly the same with this. What we have here is 1 minus x, and what we have here is x minus 1. Please, don't cancel this. They are not the same. They are not the same. What we are going to do here is, we have 1 minus x and x minus 1. You are going to factor it such that the two will be the same. If you look at it here, 1 here has a positive sign, whereas this one here has a negative sign. X here has a negative sign, and this has a positive sign. So you see their signs are not the same, and that means that they are not the same. Okay, so let's force them to be the same. We factor out. So in that case, we are going to, for this numerator, we can factor out a negative sign out of it. Okay, so in that case, divide positive 1 by negative 1, it gives you negative 1. Divide negative x by negative 1, it gives us positive x. So it means that this is the same as negative into, or negative 1 into x minus 1. You see? So this is the same with this, and is also the same with this. So for the denominator, we still have x minus 1. So you see at this point, they are now having the same signs. And it is only at this point that you can cancel. Okay? So let's do it together to have, for this we are going to have negative 1 into x minus 1 for the numerator. For the denominator, we have x minus 2 and x minus 1. Remember, as their limit is tending to 1. So at this point, we cancel out so that we have lim of negative 1 all over x minus 2 as x approaches 1. Okay, so let's put in the value of x here. It will give us negative 1 all over 1 minus 2. And that will give us negative 1 over 1 minus 2 will give us negative 1. And when you cancel, the value of x will give us 1. I hope what we did there was well understood. So for example 3, we are going to have ln of x cubed minus 1 over x minus 1 as s approaches 1. So you notice that if I plug in my x at 1 here, it will still be indeterminate. So to avoid that, we factor. So in factoring, remember, this is the same as s cubed minus 1 cubed, because 1 to the power of 3 gives us 1. Okay? So at this point, we are going to use difference of 2 cubes. And remember, for your difference of 2 cubes, if you are given this, it means a minus b into a plus b all squared minus ab. Okay? This is one of the expressions for difference of 2 cubes. There are so many of them. So let's use this. So in that case, we are going to have for s cubed minus 1 cubed. It will give us, this is our a and this is our b. So we are going to have x minus 1, okay, into, we have x plus our b is what? 1. So we have 1 all squared minus our a is x, then our b is 1. Let's take that again. Our a here is x, our b is 1. Okay? So you have a is x, this is our b1. Then our a still remains x plus our b is 1. Okay? Then minus our a is x and our b is 1. Please don't use b as negative 1 because the signs are the same. Okay, so that's why we're using b as 1. So what it means is that this is what we're going to have for this. So we're going to fix it there to have, this will give us x negative minus 1 into x plus 1 squared minus, if you multiply this, it gives you x all over. For the denominator, what do we have there? This will give us, it still remains x minus 1. So at this point, this can cancel this, they are the same. So we're going to have ln of x plus 1 all squared minus x as x approaches 1. So let's plug in our value of x here, and that will give us 1 plus 1 all squared minus 1. Remember, your x is 1 here. So 1 plus 1 will give us 2 to the power of 2 minus 1. And 2 to the power of 2 will give us 4. And 4 minus 1 will give us 3. So the value for this is what? 3. Let's look at this number 4. It's somehow complicated but very simple. Okay? Now let's look at what do we do here. You notice that if you plug in the value of h at 4 into this function, you will notice this will be 4 and this will be 4, and 4 minus 4 will give us 0. So this function cannot go by direct plugging. So we are going to factor. So which one are we factoring? Okay, here we don't need to factor this because there is nothing to be factored. Let's go to this. So if we go to that, we are going to have, this will give us, we are going to have solution for number 4. If we factor this out, we have x squared minus 16 all over h minus 4 all to the power of 2. Okay, let's remove this and then do the inside first. So if you do that, we are going to have, this is the same as x squared minus 16 is same as 4 to the power of 2. So remember, when you have this, it reminds you of difference of 2 squares, which says that a squared minus b squared is a plus b and a minus b. So here our a is h and our b is 4. So this is the same as h plus 4 and h minus 4. If you multiply these two, it gives you back this. So for this, we are going to have ln as s approaches 4 square root of h over x plus 5 into what we have at the numerator is what? H plus 4 and then h minus 4. Remember, everything is raised to the power of 2. Then all over h minus 4. Okay? I hope it's clear. For this numerator, look at what we have. Then we have over h minus 4. So what do we do next? This will give us, this can now cancel. So in that case, we are going to have ln of as x tends to 4 of square root of h over h plus 5 into h plus 4 over, okay, there is no over anymore, so all raised to power of 2. I hope it's cleared. So at this point now, you can now do your direct plugging to have, put in the value of, this is h, put in the value of h into this function, and that will give us 4 all over, this is 4 plus 5, take the square root, into, here is 4 plus this 4, all power of 2. This will give us square root of, this is 4 over 9, into 4 plus 4 will give us 8, so 8 to the power of 2. And what is the square root of 4? It will give us 2. Square root of 9 will give us 3, then multiply it by 8 to the power of 2 will give us 64. So this is 64 over 1, so that we have 2 multiply 64 will give us 128 all over 3. I hope it's cleared. If you can reduce it 1, we have here 4, reduce this, we have 2. So we're going to have 42 whole number 2 over 3, and that is our answer. I hope what we did in today's tutorial was well understood. Please, if it was, don't forget to give us your like. Let's know how you feel about this in the comment section. If there are methods you think that should have been better, please let us know in the comment section. And also remember to subscribe to our channel for more are coming. Thank you very much for staying true, and see you in our next class. Bye-bye.